And I will call this regular meeting of April 25th, 2017 to order. Will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's get the presentation of agenda out of the way. Are there any additions or deletions to the posted agenda? Hearing none. Mr. Wolf, would you please, for the record, indicate that Trustee Haas is excused this evening? He's on a well-deserved vacation.
Got it.
Okay, having that out of the way, we'll start with the Sheriff's report. Sergeant Koenig, are you going to do that?
Yeah, thanks. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to let everybody know that we've added 2 deputies to our shift. One's going to be working midnights, and that's Deputy Mark Brink. He's training with Deputy Burns. Deputy Brink's been with us since October of 2017. And we also have Deputy John Sluga, who has been with us since August of 2015, and he's training on afternoon shift right now. So that brings our total, including Sergeant Hall and I, to 4 additions. So we've been 1 a month now, so of additional deputies. Everybody's tasers have been issued, and except for Deputy Brinks, who's going to be getting certified, and everybody also got issued proximity cards to the schools for access, just in case there's anything. We just kind of handle that as well, in case there's any kind of emergency situation where we need to get into the schools. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's been going on and what's happening, and introduce 2 of our newest deputies.
Where we have 4 more. We promised our residents to this levy 4, total of 8.
You sure we're not at 5?
No, we're at 4.
Okay.
Yes.
So looks like on paper, looks like
We're
we're still like
halfway there.
Halfway there, yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, so like I said, we've got about 1 a month.
Yeah,
And, yeah, we're getting them and training them, and both of these gentlemen have prior experience. So, you know, the anticipation, you know, typically it's 3 months with an FTO. The anticipation is that their learning curve isn't as strong, and, you know, we can get them out quicker, but that's just dependent on, obviously, we're gonna make sure they're fully trained on how we do things. So, you know, it could be anywhere from now in 3 months, but my anticipation, both of these gentlemen will be trained and on the road by themselves sooner than later.
I did see one of our deputies, they had one of them have tasers on now, so those who have been,
Yeah, those have all been issued. Like I said, we're waiting on, Deputy Brink's got to get a certification through us, but all of our tasers, I just finished issuing our last taser today.
outstanding.
So those are all out and assigned to all of our units.
Well, welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Good luck and stay safe. We have a real good working relationship. All the department heads, please feel free at any time to establish any kind of dialogue or anything that you want with anybody. Obviously, that get to know you a little bit better and vice versa. So, you know, we have a pretty good team. We're excited you guys are here, and we're looking forward to it. Anything else? Is there anybody in the audience while you're up here? Anybody in the audience that might have a concern or question for the sergeant?
I bugged him enough last time on the ride-along, so I already got what he said.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you. All right, no unfinished business. We'll move on to new business. Administrator, Lisa Campbell.
Thank you. Item number 1 under new business is a resolution to approve the printing, creating, and editing of the 2017 Plain Township Summer Newsletter.
I'll move on to new business 1.
I'll second it.
Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
And item number 2 is a resolution to pay the U.S. Postal Service for postage of the 2017 Plain Township Summer Newsletter.
I also move business 2.
Second. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
And that ends new business.
Okay, we'll move on to the fiscal officer's report. Mr. Wolf.
Thank you. The first item on the agenda is a request for resolution to authorize the payment of pending warrants in the amount of $555,653.13.
I'll move on to fiscal officer number 1.
I'll second it.
Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Fiscal officer number 2 is a request for resolution to authorize payment of regular payroll in an amount not to exceed $250,000.
So move authority to pay.
Second. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Fiscal officer number 3 is a request for resolution to authorize the payment for the following medical claims.
I'll move on fiscal officer number 3.
I'll second it.
Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Fiscal officer number 4 is the investment report.
Question, anything?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
Thank you, and that concludes the fiscal officer report.
Nothing under administrator. We'll go to the fire chief.
Okay, thank you. Item number 1 is a resolution by the Plain Township Board of Trustees, Stark County, Ohio, to authorize the purchase and payment of one 2005 Kenworth T300 fire tanker from Paris Township Trustees in an amount not to exceed $89,199.
I'll move on fire 1.
I'll second it.
Just for discussion purposes, maybe can you give us just a brief history of how this came about and a little bit about our current truck?
Okay, yeah, that truck became available. They made a fire district down by Minerva, Sandy Fire Joint District. That truck became available because they did no longer need it. Our current truck is 1988, so we're upgrading quite a bit, and with the kind of the shrinking areas of non-hydrant areas, it made good sense because we'll get another 20 years out of that truck. It's got 8,000, just about 9,000 miles on it, so it's a good investment for us. We'll just have to do a little bit of decal work and some other stuff on it to make it worthy for us, but it's a good solid truck and good chance to get a hold of something like that.
And a new one would have been what,
New
3
one's
times that
about
amount?
$250,000, so.
I would say I did.
And
Did
then
very well there.
this 2005, if you put it side by side to a new one, pretty identical, correct?
Yeah, I mean, they make those trucks on that same chassis every day. We get it buffed out a little bit, you won't even know the
So we get
difference. really.
something looking brand new for this price compared to 250, I think we've done real well. And it's much needed, correct?
Absolutely, yeah, ours is starting to show its age there.
Absolutely. And I appreciate your communication with us because it enlightened me on what was taking place and why we were getting it. And I like the fact that if you put them side by side, it still looks the same as brand new, so we're making out pretty good on it.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Item number 2 is a resolution by Plain Township Board of Trustees to authorize purchase and payment of one storage container from Discount Storage for not to exceed $2,300. And this is for our training building, for storage of equipment and cones and all the other stuff we have for down there.
I'll move down fire too.
I'll second. Discussion.
We're putting it where?
On the train.
By the training building?
They'll replace the old barn that we actually got for free.
Yes, yes, we have a little bit.
Okay. Oh, I remember that one, yeah. Okay.
Okay? Roll call?
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Okay, item number 3 is a resolution by the Plain Township Board of Trustees to authorize payment for a uniform allowance blanket not to exceed $15,000 to be taken out of Fund 10A09H.
I'll move on FD3.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Item number 4 is resolution by Plain Township Board of Trustees to authorize the attendance and payment for up to 5 people to go to Bowling Green Fire School for Rope 1 and Incident Command courses. This would include registration through the Township Policy Program and Fund 10, taken from Fund 10A, 15A, not to exceed $3,000.
I'll so move on fire department 4.
And I'll second. Discussion. Yeah, that school's been going on for a long time, so, yeah, that's quality education.
Good.
So. Roll call?
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Item number 5, resolution by Plain Township Board of Trustees to authorize reimbursement to Michael Hill for $347 for healthcare membership according to provision 37 of the collective bargaining agreement to be taken from Fund 10A 15.
I'll move on. FD5.
I'll second it.
Discussion. Roll call?
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes. Takes us to Road Department. Mr. Iacino.
Yes, item number 1 is the list of bids for the 2017 and 18 road materials, and the companies listed below. Just for discussion, gravel and limestone all went up about 25 cents a ton.
I'm sorry, we're not quite.
25 cents per ton. And the asphalt actually went down, which is a good sign, $2 to $3 a ton.
Wow. Wonder, why is there such a variance? I mean, you would think the asphalt would go up and the gravel would go down.
Oil prices are down, so as long as oil prices stay down, the asphalt prices.
And your paving bid's out right now, right? So that should be a good sign.
Thursday, so that's gonna be a good sign. for
Fingers
it.
crossed.
So what's the 25 cents do per ton? How much do we go through? What would that cost us per now? Brad?
$300-400 per item, you know, it depends on what kind of jobs we're doing, so, nothing major.
It's
Pretty
better that
average
the
the way it's
asphalt
been.
came
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, it's real good.
Item number 2 is a resolution by the Plain Township Board of Trustees to award the 2017 and 18 road material contracts to the companies listed below.
I'll move on to Road 2.
I will second it.
Discussion.
Pretty much the same companies, Joe?
Yeah, we have one new asphalt company which actually is saving us a lot of money. It's called Highway LLC, and that's for cold mix in the wintertime. They'll deliver it to the road department, and it will always have it on hand. And the price from what we were paying for cold mix in here it's about $20 a ton cheaper. So
And the Codex is going to be used in the dead of
In the
winter.
winter.
Because you can't put out, even though we got a hot,
we'll put it in a hot bed, to keep it warm, but it's used for wintertime
because you
patching.
can't use the other one because that,
It just packs, right?
it just
Yes,
passes.
right, it's a different one.
And they'll come and deliver it.
They'll deliver it to
They'll put it
us.
right in the,
We'll put it in the bed,
The hot bed?
and we'll be able to load it in our hot bed truck, keep it warm.
wow,
We'll always have some.
that's good to know.
Okay, roll call?
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Item number 3 is a resolution to authorize payments to Central Allied Oster Sand and Gravel North Star Asphalt Highway LLC upon satisfactory performance of the terms of this contract according to the schedule set forth therein.
I'll move on Road 3.
I'll second it.
Discussion. Roll call?
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
And item number 4 is a resolution to authorize the purchase of culvert pipe from Marlboro Supply not to exceed the amount of $4,550 for the construction, from the construction fund. This is for in-house use. We have a few projects that we want to get moving.
I will
Repairs,
move.
replacements.
Road.
Second. Discussion. Roll call?
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Will take us to zoning, Mr. Farrar.
Thank you. The first item on the agenda is a resolution to set a public hearing for zoning amendment 56817, which is the riparian corridor tax. That will be scheduled for the meeting of May 9th, 2017 at 6:15 p.m.
Yeah.
No, he basically already,
I will move on to zoning one,
I'll second it.
discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
And item number 2 is a resolution to proclaim items A and B as nuisance abatements.
So move on zoning 2A and B.
Second, discussion.
Only I feel bad the next couple weeks. Look out, here it comes.
We're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because I spoke with Tom today, and he has already sent out the letters to all the repeat performers, I guess is what I can call them.
Just a friendly.
Oh, yeah.
Post that.
Well, it's more than a
Sure.
friendly reminder,
Well, yeah.
because they're getting, yeah, but no, you're right. So
It's a
at the
start.
next meeting, that our repeat performers, if they haven't cleaned up, they're gonna be on that list. So,
Here it
So
comes.
be it.
yeah.
So be it.
Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
And that's all for zoning.
Thank you. Now we go to parks.
Thank you. Item number 1 is a resolution for a seasonal hire, Ms. Rachel Bender, as a soccer instructor at a rate of $10 per hour, effective date being 5/12/17, from Fund 14A01B, pending the drug and alcohol pre-screening.
I will so move on Parks number 1.
Second, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
If you don't mind, gentlemen, I'll skip ahead to number 3 and we'll finish the resolution before the discussion item. This is a purchase of security cameras, recycling drop-off locations resolution, payment to Security USA LLC for cameras that we've installed at both Salway and Diamond from Fund 01B, 02, not to, it doesn't say that, so 8769. Just so you know, this is a part of our grant we were awarded last year. They'll be reimbursing us. They've already been sent that invoice today, and part of their quarterly payments will come back to us when they process it.
I'll move on parks 3,
Second.
discussion.
Rob and I are also working to get a camera over at Wurstlers also
Oh, good.
Good.
with these grants, so we
Good.
should be hearing from them shortly.
I'm in favor of cameras. I
Absolutely.
wasn't a big proponent, but I'll
It's
tell you
really
now,
helped us at our sites, yeah,
They've helped us on a couple occasions, so.
yeah.
Roll call.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
And item number 2 is just an update on our playground equipment installation over at Alpine Community Park with our award of the ODNR NatureWorks grant. Installation has indeed begun. I'll call it phase 1 of this project will be completed end of this week, beginning of next, just depending upon how weather holds. We are still waiting on a couple pieces of equipment to be shipped. Once they're shipped and in, they'll be installed. The one piece is the stainless steel slide that we put in there to protect kids with cochlear implants. So we'll have to shut down the playground long enough to have that installed and then reopen it.
Yeah,
then,
and that shouldn't take long, but we didn't want to put up a plastic one in the meantime, because if you have a cochlear implant and you go down a plastic slide, it's going to short out. So we said, let's wait, everything else can go up, but we're going to wait on that slide.
And it'll integrate okay?
It'll integrate perfectly. It just, there's a piece that it'll integrate with it, and we just aren't adding that piece on.
It's the last piece of kind of the twist and turn jungle gym apparatus that will attach directly to it. But we need the post that the one side of the slide's attached to connect it. So as that comes through, we'll certainly keep all apprised and eventually send out notices of ribbon cutting once we're finished.
At least from me, I would just keep the heat going on that guy.
We are certainly managing very closely the project and its completion.
By meeting, Rob and I go over every day, a couple times. Rob more than I.
Yeah, but,
Yes.
because, we've been waiting a while,
Yeah.
and we're anxious to get that. We we thought it was gonna be a go.
Yeah. Well, especially the swing sets, because, and to find out we've got to wait like 3 more weeks. But then we look at the big picture and think, okay, a year ago we didn't have a playground, we didn't know, and, you know, now we got this big grant and we have one, but, you know, we know what we ordered and what our expectations were, so just to be delayed at all on swing sets and the slide, we're disappointed.
I just want to state for the record that we are totally on top of this, that this cannot come down on Plain Township right now. If for some reason this 3 weeks turns into a lengthier time, we've had it ordered, we knew about the order, we've been on top of it. I spoke with Rob and Lisa occasional times, we're ready to go. Rob's been excited about the groundbreaking, he called me the day of the groundbreaking, and we've been totally on top of it. So for the record, we are ahead of the game for us, but they, right now, did not keep their bargain, I don't know why. But hopefully, by Memorial Day...
He forgot to order
Yeah,
the swing set,
hopefully
that's
by
why.
Memorial, I wish the press was
Not
she's
you,
here,
Rob,
Yeah.
the playground
Right,
guy, we
not
admitted
Rob,
it.
because I'm saying,
No.
we've been on top of this
We did it
completely.
last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Correct, we've been on
Yeah.
top. of it. And so I just hope that there's not upset parents, especially Memorial Day when those shelters
Yeah.
are busy and we may not have a full playground because for some reason they didn't have the right orders. So we're on top.
I think they'll be happy because the playground is
Sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
It's
beautiful.
awesome, even without the swing sets, we just know what we wanted.
Correct.
We purposely talked to that vendor at the conference.
I know, yeah, you guys did.
We
yeah.
did talk at the conference, Rob and I, we met him at
So-
another occasion, went over what we were going
Rob and I pulled the PO with the date and everything,
Yeah, we
and
talked,
showed it
you're
to
right.
him.
We told how excited we were that they were working with us and we couldn't wait for a new playground, so it's gonna be done, but I'm just saying.
I know, just
for
to
the
even be
minutes,
delayed is
it's not
upsetting.
us.
Needless to say, it's never a perfect scenario, but we'll keep on top of it, keep
Yeah,
keep the playground project moving forward.
Well,
to see
and
it
we
to
have
completion.
a great design and ideas for what we're excited too about. I think the first in this area, this sensory garden, is gonna be a knockout. We're really excited about that too.
It's a good project, it'll finish and look
And
beautiful.
certainly with the cameras and everything now, it's just so much more secure.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
Anything else?
Yeah, I just want to thank the road department for taking
Oh,
time
yeah.
out of not 1 but 2 weeks to make sure that
Sure.
the excavation was done properly and to the point, and
We
those
thought we
guys
had
that were
it
on
done.
site.
We thought we had it done,
Yeah.
once, and then the guy called.
Then the same guy said, wait, I forgot to tell you, it's gotta be deeper.
Yeah, and then they were gonna like work 2 days and then take off 3.
Yeah.
You have to cover that whole,
No.
No,
But Joe's guys and Joe,
We're
they're
secured.
meticulous.
no,
Okay.
we're secured. I've seen to it.
Your guys are meticulous.
They did good work.
That's what I wanted to finish up by saying. I mean,
Yes.
we actually had one of Joe's crew members on the phone with our rep who gave us a depth, and then came back on Friday at 2:10 and said, oh, by the way, I need you to dig out another 4 inches of the entire area. So he said, we're gonna need to take next week to do just that, given the interest. So again, thank you, Joe, for being flexible. Thanks you guys for being so meticulous with detail, and obviously it's ready to go, and we're just waiting on the final installation.
yeah, get a lot of good topsoil on that.
It's all down in the garage, anybody needs it.
It's
We're gonna need it for backfilling around the edge.
It's good, it's
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
Beautiful.
do appreciate it
And
though.
then how deep is that? What's the depth on that?
Now, as of today, as of the completion of the excavation, it is 16 inches deep.
It's a big area.
Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
Nice to have good machine work,
Yeah.
good equipment.
Nice to have good people
It's
too.
good work together.
It's going to, project will come to completion, everybody will be thrilled with it.
Thanks, Rob. Let's move to communications.
Thank you. I have a couple items under communications. There's a thank you, and it's not to fire or road, so nobody pass out. No, it reads,
God, that's good.
it says, Lisa, words cannot express how grateful I am for all of you at Plain Township. So really, it's to everybody. You guys are the best. I'm so happy to be part of the community you serve. I appreciate all your hard work for the Andropic vet and for your continued support of the Mucci team. You are so appreciated, Jen Mucci. Item number 2 is notice from the Stark County Sheriff's Office. in regards to the Peace Officers Memorial Service, which is on Monday, May 15th at 1 p.m. at the Stark County Safety Building, which is located at 4500 Atlantic Boulevard. Everyone is welcome and encouraged to attend the service in remembrance of the Stark County officers who lost their lives in the line of duty serving the citizens of Stark County. And then number 3, you'll see some information is redacted just because it's not public record, but it is a thank you to the fire department, well deserved. And it reads, today we had to use your service to transport my wife to Altman Hospital. Your 2 firefighter paramedics, Adam and Alex, were professional, courteous, and caring. Thank you for such a valuable service. Jerome Bressanelli. So, very nice. And that's the end of communications.
Okay, nothing else. That brings us to the portion of the agenda for public speaks. If there's anybody in the audience that chooses to present anything to the board. Seeing none. We have no concerns of trustees, no concerns of the fiscal officer. Approval of minutes. Do I have to read that?
No, you just gotta see the date and when that, what was it, 4/25/17?
That's today, so
April 11th.
I'm sorry, yeah, that's on
yeah,
April
that's
11th,
today.
sorry. For the record, April 11th.
I will move this resolution for the approval of the minutes for April 11th, 2017.
And I'll second it.
Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes. I guess that brings
I'd like to
us
say you did a nice job running your first meeting.
to adjourn.
Very nice job.
Thank you. I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting at 6:27 p.m.
I'll second it. For the broken record.
Roll call.
Mr. Lino?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.